What's going on, guys? Back for another video today, and today I want to show my card goals for 2024. I watched a video, which link will be in the description because I want them to get their due. I watched a video of two of my favorite YouTube channels, Midlife Cards and Return to Collecting, and they both went over their three tiers of their goal cards for the year. So you have the low, the cheapest tier, mid tier, and then like your top tier. And the reason they did it, and I agree, is you need to have a low tier in order to have things that you can check off in your list somewhat easily, just in order to not get discouraged. I mean, if you are on a budget like I am, and all of your cards are comma cards, your it would be difficult to keep up the motivation, because you're not going to be able to buy cards for quite months on end in order to get that bankroll up. So I copied them. Made They did 5 cards in each tier, so a total of 15 cards. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, and I'll start it off with the low tier. All right, so as you can see, first card I have listed here is the 1979 Topps Earl Campbell autographed. I do want that card autographed. Next to it, I'll kind of circle back around to these, but next up we have the 1958 Topps Curt Flood rookie. Next we have the 1969 Topps Reggie Jackson rookie card. Then we have the 2012 Contenders auto of Andrew Luck. And last here we have the 1953 Topps Eddie Mathews. So all of these cards, as you can see, are on my my 50K list to get eventually. So what they did in this exercise on their channels was they threw out a hypothetical scenario where if you saw all 5 of these cards, if I saw all 5 of these cards in a showcase at a show, and they were all appropriately priced, appropriately, the eye appeal was there, everything was there, which one would I choose? And I haven't thought about this in advance, but looking at these, I think I would have to lean toward the Earl Campbell autograph. The reason being is I am incredibly close to finishing my Texas Longhorn Hall of Fame collection, and it's actually kind of embarrassing that I don't already have the Earl Campbell rookie card. I've seen autographed copies in the past, and either the card was super off center, or the price just didn't quite work, or the autograph was in a bad location or the bad color. So the thing about this card is, if I've seen quite a few of them signed in black ink, and if it's in black and not all on the white jersey, then it kind of is hard to see. So I want blue, in placement similar to what you see in this picture. So that would be the one I would choose out of these 5. I had price estimate. So my lowest tier, all of these cards should be about $150 and under. So the goal by the end of 2024 would be to have all of these checked off of my list. That is my goal. With the low and probably the mid tier, I would love to have all of them by year's end. The high tier, I'm not going to be able to have all of them. 1 or 2, even if it's only 1, but I knocked off all the low and mid tier, I'd be happy with that. That would be absolutely no problem. All right, so let's head on over to the mid tier. If we can get that over there. All right, so the mid tier, we have the 1956 Topps Roberto Clemente second year card. We have the 1958 Topps Hank Aaron. I know there's a yellow and white name. I have the white here. The yellow, from what I could tell, is a little more rare, also more expensive. I don't really care what color his name is in. The white is perfectly fine with me. It's not one of those where I'm gonna hold out. Next up, we have the 1993 BBM Ichiro rookie. Then we have the 1951 Bowman Monty Irvin rookie. And lastly, we have the 1958 Bowman Peyton Manning. So with this one is supremely tough because it's really down to 3 on here. The 3 most important for me to get out of these 5 are the Hank Aaron, the Monty Irvin, and the Peyton Manning. I will say the Peyton Manning one I have been watching for quite some time now, and they're really tough to find at a good price, at an appropriate price, for what I think. So, and also this is another one where it's super important to me, the color of the ink. It needs to be blue. With the blue jersey, I mean, it's perfect. When I saw a Bowman rookie autographed in blue for the first time, I knew immediately I needed to get one. So with that said, if at a show, hypothetically, and all of these were in front of me at a good price, in a good grade, good eye appeal, the Manning would probably be the one that I would go for. The Monty Irvin, I do think it is one of the most beautiful baseball cards ever made. The Hank Aaron is certainly not far behind it. The 58 is probably my favorite Hank Aaron card. I know the rookie it's certainly there, but that 58 it's so awesome with the green background, close-up shot. It's an awesome awesome looking card. The Clemente, I do think that is probably his. That's my favorite Clemente, and just an awesome card. I remember seeing one at a show, and I still kind of kick myself for not picking it up. It was a really low grade, but it was not. It looked great. It looked great. I believe it was a 2, maybe a 3. Is a 2 or 3. And I remember it looking spectacular. And then the Ichiro. It's one of those things where Ichiro is going to be going to the Hall of Fame here. It might be next year actually, and he'll be first ballot easy. I really just want to pick that card up before it goes even higher. I do think it would go a little higher. I personally think Japanese cards in general eventually will go higher, just with Otani, and the way that his Japanese cards are starting to gain some traction. I have noticed. So and that card just screams 90s Pro Set to me. So I love that card. So last but not least, we go to real quick, we'll talk about price ranges for this. I actually have them written down over here. So for the mid tier, I kind of estimated the price range would be about $350 and under. So I think the most expensive card, at least in the grade that I wanted, was probably going to be that Clemente, if not the Manning. The Manning with the autograph, the prices fluctuate big time. So let's go on to the top tier. So again, I do not anticipate getting all of these cards this year. If I did, maybe I hit, the lottery or something. It'd be really nice. So first up, I have the T206. I do specify Polar Bear here. Tris Speaker. So the Polar Bear is the back. There's several backs for T206s. I do not have a single T206 card that I own. The reason I specify Polar Bear, I don't really care for most T206 cards that I want, except for this Tris Speaker. Reason being, the first T206 I ever considered buying was this Tris Speaker, and it happened to be a Polar Bear back. And the Polar Bear backs are also a dark blue, so it kind of matches the front of the card, and I just thought that was spectacular. So that's why I specify the back for that one. Next up, we have the 1949 Bowman Stan Musial. Then we have the 1933 DeLong Jimmy Fox. Next, we have the 1959 Topps Bob Gibson rookie, Pepto-Bismol card. And lastly, we have the 1954 Topps Jackie Robinson card. So since this is top tier, I'll go a little more in detail on these. I've kind of gone into detail on the Tris Speaker card. But the Musial. So he has a 1948 Bowman rookie. that is black and white, and it's just a portrait shot of his face. He also has the 1948-49, really 49 Leaf, that a lot of people still consider his rookie or his best looking card. You'll never convince me of that with his Red Heart, but an argument is to be made. It's a beautiful looking card. I really think the 49 Bowman, when you compare prices between the 49 Bowman and the 48-49 Leaf, the 49 Leaf is maybe 3 times more expensive, something like that. And I think they're very similar in appearance. For me, the 49 Bowman is a little more dulled, but I think that this card is still stunning to look at. It's beautiful. I love it. And I actually just recently looked up on PSA Pop Report, which obviously isn't the end-all be-all, as there are other grading companies. But the pop count, the total pop counts between the 49 Bowman and the 48-49 Leaf, they're basically identical. So it's not like the Leafs are, a lot rarer than the Bowman. It is simply due to eye appeal, and then also that PSA, I think, labels them 1948 Leaf. So for some people, they call it the rookie because it says 48 when it in actuality is 49. So, quick backstory on that one. Next up, we have the 33 DeLong Jimmie Foxx. The DeLong set, everyone knows, is just an awesome set. They're rare. And Jimmie Foxx is just one of those players who I don't know how I even found out about Jimmie Foxx. It may have been when I watched the movie League of Their Own with Tom Hanks, that he was supposed to be based off of Jimmie Foxx. Maybe that was the thing, and maybe also seeing him in record books mentioned alongside Babe Ruth as like the 2 best power hitters from back then. So I've always been curious about Jimmie Foxx, and I believe this is I might be wrong here. I'm kind of going off of memory. This might be his quote-unquote rookie card. I think it's maybe his first year of having cards, 1933. Could be wrong, but the DeLong set, I just really want a DeLong, and it's obviously going to be years before I get the other DeLong that I want, the Lou Gehrig. That's a super expensive card, but the Jimmie Foxx, I would love to get that one. Next up, the 59 Bob Gibson. Bob Gibson's just flat out legend. I love Bob Gibson. I've loved watching, highlights of Bob Gibson. Seemed like a really soft-spoken guy off the field, but on the field was just the meanest SOB there ever was. And having his rookie card, just a classic, iconic, the Pepto-Bismol card, I would love to have that one. And then lastly, we have the 54 Jackie. In my opinion, the 54 is my favorite Jackie Robinson card. The 55 is close. I do love the 55 tops. But the 54, not only do I like it slightly more, it's also cheaper than the 55. And it's an earlier card of Jackie. So it hits on a lot of different things for me. I believe yeah, I don't have a single Jackie Robinson card in my collection currently, which I know is a travesty. But I'm hoping to correct that this year with this 54. Now, with that said, if I saw all 5 of these at a card show in the grade at a good price point for me, which one would I choose? Before I answer that, I would like to point out that my top tier, I estimated all 5 of these at either $600 or under. So any one of these cards, if I pick up any of these, they would immediately become my the most I've ever spent on a card, a single card ever. So I am hoping to break my previous record, which is the 41 play ball Jimmy Fox that I picked up. So if all 5 of these are staring me right in the face, which one do I go for? It's impossible for me to decide between these. I'm gonna be completely honest. Gosh, I think I would have to go. This is so difficult for me. It's really between 2 cards. It's between the Tris Speaker and the Jimmy Fox for me. And I think I would have to go with the Tris Speaker. It's one of the best cards I've ever seen in person. And to be honest, I've never seen a DeLong in person before, so at a show. But yeah, that Tris Speaker with the polar bear back just hits different. You know, it's a special card. So yeah, those are my goals for 2024. Hopefully a year from now I make a follow-up video to this and tell you that I got every card, you know, all 15. But no, hopefully if I get 11 or 12, you know, God willing, then I will be ecstatic with that. Because even those cards on the lowest tier, all 5 of those cards mean a lot to me. So I'm not going to be disappointed if I don't get around to getting any of the top tier. If I just get 5 of the lowest tier cards, then I have 5 great cards to add to my collection. So I can't complain. So yeah, till next time, guys. Y'all have a good one.